Trump and Musk. A friendship, a bromance, once showcased as a Hollywood love story, has just ended as brutal as the worst breakup with your ex. Hello everyone, welcome to Canada 24 Press. Before we get into it, I do want to encourage you to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. To unpack this story, let's dive into the fact. Elon Musk, who served for 4 months as the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, and who uncovered over 170 billion American dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse, according to Trump's administration, gave an interview to CBS Sunday morning inside SpaceX headquarters. What was meant to be a smooth interview about Elon Musk's companies became the dynamic that would blow up his relationship with Trump. During the interview, Musk openly criticized Trump's new spending bill, known as the Big Beautiful Bill. He claimed it will undo the cost cutting reforms he had implemented at DOGE and push America into a major recession.
Yeah, I think what was starting to happen was that it's a bit unfair because Doge became the whooping boy for everything. So if there was some cut, real or imagined, everyone would blame Doge. I've had people think that somehow Doge is going to stop them from getting their social security check, which is completely untrue.
So, what is the problem with this big beautiful bill? This budget bill is supposed to include new tax cuts promised by Donald Trump during his campaign, as well as extended tax breaks that will remove $3.7 trillion from the federal budget, significantly increasing an already high deficit. In contrast, the expected savings from spending cuts would amount to only $1.3 trillion, coming from reductions in student loans, green energy, and healthcare programs. But a simple math shows that this bill would increase the US deficit by $2.4 trillion, not even counting the interest costs needed to cover this new debt. Following the interview, Trump reflected on what will be his final meeting in the Oval Office with Musk, the day Musk officially resigned from his advisor role at DOGE.
Today it's about a man named Elon, and he's one of the greatest business leaders and innovators the world has ever produced. He stepped forward to put his very great talents into the service of our nation, and we appreciate it. And I just want to say that Elon has worked tirelessly helping lead the most sweeping and consequential government reform program in generations.
But attention had already been brewing. Since May 3rd, Musk had already begun publicly attacking the administration, starting with strong opposition to Trump's spending, calling the bill a disgusting abomination. The escalation was fast and brutal. In just 2 days, Musk made a viral post on X, asking followers whether America should have a third party, one positioned between the Democrats and the Republicans. It may have seemed like just a simple poll, but it had deep implications. If you remember, last year, during Trump's campaign, Musk had used the same polling strategy to help him reinstate Trump's account and bolster his visibility. However, the real turning point came when Musk began publishing content suggesting a link between Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. In one post, he even suggested that the reason Epstein files weren't released was to protect Trump. He even called for his impeachment. Trump, of course, didn't sit quietly. He fired back on Truth Social, accusing Musk of acting purely out of self interest. He said that Musk was retaliating because the bill would hurt Tesla, and because DOGE had been ordered to investigate federal subsidies received by Musk's companies. So until yesterday, we witnessed a major political storm, one that could leave a lasting negative impact on USA's politics, especially at a time when America is losing international partnership due to its aggressive tariff policies. So, how could these two leaders in their field act so impulsively? Musk was originally a Democrat. He endorsed many times Barack Obama and visited him in the Oval Office. He also publicly supported Hillary Clinton in 2016. He also opposed Trump's COVID lockdown policies, keeping Tesla factories open, and called the restrictions a violation of freedom.
Fundamentally a violation of the Constitution.
Yes.
Freedom of assembly, and it's just. I mean, I don't think these things stand up in court, really.
They're arresting people for protesting
Yeah, yeah.
because they're protesting and violating social distancing and these mandates that tell people that they have to stay home.
The shift came during Biden's presidency, particularly after Biden excluded Musk from a major electric vehicles event at the White House, despite Tesla being the market leader. In that moment marked a turning point, leading Musk to pivot politically, eventually endorsing Trump and donating over $200 million to his campaign. And this is actually the reason why Musk said later that without him, Donald Trump would have never won the race against Kamala Harris. Now, in my opinion, I don't believe that Trump would have lost without Musk. But of course, Musk's support gave him a clear edge, a massive audience on X.com, and substantial financial backing. Starting from the 3rd of May, some media outlets, echoing Trump's claims, suggested that the fallout began because Trump withdrew Musk's friend Jared Isaacman's nominations for NASA administrator, despite praising him the year before. But the real cause for me is deeply ideological. It's about the spending bill, the national deficit, and clashing political visions. Whether you love him or you hate him, Musk had warned for years about America's rising deficit and crippling debt interest. Yes, he and Trump agreed on some issues: the decline of the US economy, the risks to freedom of speech, the opposition to the woke ideology. But this was never a strong alliance, it was just a temporary transaction partnership. Their political philosophies were predicted to collide. It was only a matter of time. And as I said before, actually, in politics there are no real friends nor allies. There is only temporary shared interests. Maybe Musk have enjoyed being Trump's right-hand man, but he's a businessman. He doesn't really belong to the political sphere. He doesn't have the codes of politics. His visions and philosophy are more about how humans should live in the future and what he can do to make his thoughts come true. And when someone with that kind of ambitions clashes with a man like Trump, a political beast, someone with equal ego, equal confidence, it detonates.
The laws of celestial mechanics dictate that when two objects collide, there is always damage of a collateral nature.
What we are witnessing now is a social media MMA fight. Two billionaires fighting over the future of America like children arguing over a toy, but this time the toy is how America should be run. They may not be able to sustain this level of hostility. Don't forget that Musk accused Trump of being on the Epstein's list and called for his impeachment. And in fact, Musk's companies have taken a beating. Tesla has plunged on the market and will need a long term to recover and regain public trust. SpaceX also is in danger without NASA's contracts, and I think that even his stakeholders must have told Musk about the dangerous path he's taken and the risk it represents for his visions, which is why he deleted all his posts one after the other. The damage was already done, but I think that after maybe a long night and some advices around him, he understood that in this world, there is maybe someone who can destroy him and all his achievements. So clearly, we are going to hear less from him in politics, but he's still going to do more to regain his credibility. But except Trump and Musk, who do you think will be the winner? Even if I say that Musk gave up the fight quietly, and even though Trump took few scratches, he just won another fight in the political landscape, because he didn't expect something like that from Musk. And in my opinion, I think the winners of this fight are gonna be China and Russia. None of them really likes Trump nor his policies, and also his constant attack on their nations. But like Trump and Musk, Putin and Xi Jinping also have long-term visions, especially Xi Jinping. They prefer to stay focused and avoid distraction, while Trump, excited like an electron, runs around, collide with everything around him until he's gonna lose his energy. And I think that Trump is the key to America's future. His policy is gonna decide if America gonna thrive again as an empire or just collide. Now marks the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you next.